I just wanted to speak for you because yesterday I had this beautiful girl. She was young, she was beautiful, she was from a small village in the north of Poland, and 1 hour from the 1 hour from the what is it called? The sea. So I was in so much euphoria. I was in so much stress, and I can tell you from the beginning. I met this girl on the street 2 days ago, and I had a walk with her. Then I had a date with another beautiful girl. So I told her, "Hey, I need to go," and I went away. I told her it was nice to meet her, and she said it was sweet of you to come up to me. Ah, it hurts my heart to speak about this because, of course, I've become so much better with communicating with girls and giving them that vibe of a man. So it is also due to my improvements that I can attract these girls on the go. But anyways, what I wanted to tell you is after all has been said and done, I met her the day after because she spilled her coffee the day before, and I told her, "Listen, you spilled your coffee. Maybe let's get a coffee tomorrow." She said, "Okay." So um, what happened is we went. I just thought about what I want to do with her and if I want to meet her later in the day. And I thought, no, it's probably better to meet earlier. And dude, it was so sunny. So I thought I'm gonna take her for golf. I'm gonna make her my assistant for GPS and have her help me with different tasks. Meanwhile, she was on time. She didn't have anything to do. So she came exactly on 15, exactly on 15. She sat right exactly where I told her to sit and then just compliant, just fully feminine. Oh my, she was so feminine. 18 years old, of course. Um, Beautiful man. Although she has come to Warsaw basically by herself to stay with her aunt. Well, if, of course, it's not far away. It's not like she's going to Italy by herself. And anyways, she was walking in the city alone and enjoying it. She doesn't have any friends. That's what she told me. But of course, I'm not gonna frame myself as a friend. You know, I was pretty clear from the beginning with physical touches and with eye contact. But of course, she's unexperienced, so maybe she thought we're just friends. I don't know. In any case, so as things continued, I don't think she was surprised. I did kiss her. She didn't kind of kiss me back. She just like didn't know what to do, I guess. All right. God damn it, man. This is so crazy. So, what happened later? Let me take my glasses. So, what happened later is we she gets here and I was thinking to pull some trick like just to get her comfortable with my home, you know. Oh, I forgot my wallet, something. I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. It's not needed probably. So what I did, I went down and it was cold and she had forgotten because she had forgotten to bring her jacket. And I was like, just going down. I saw her and she's like, "Oh, it's kind of cold. I didn't know it was gonna be this cold." My cousin and her cousin is like always sitting at home. She told her, "Oh, it's hot outside." It wasn't hot. It was 15 degrees. So I was like, "Oh shit, you're gonna get cold. Here, let us get you a jacket." And then we went upstairs and I gave her my favorite jacket. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably shouldn't have given my favorite jacket because now she has it. In the Now I'm telling you the future of the story. But let's go to the past again. So we went up. She came up to my apartment without any problems. Honestly, just like walked in. I was so surprised. I was like, okay. So she's already seen my plot, and that was perfect in my opinion. So we go downstairs. I'm thinking, okay, we need something to drink, and because by the golf place where I wanted to take her, it's such a beautiful place, man. That golf place. I'll show you. This is right here. 1 second. All right, look at this. Beautiful, right? So, in any case, I was very happy to play golf, and she was very insecure about it. Kind of tried to teach her golf. I didn't try to grab her like molesting in the golf play. I literally just a little bit of hand, like this is how you hold it. Put your ass back a little bit. Didn't touch anything because I don't need to. I mean, it's just useless for me. As long as there's some physical touch, I think she was already so wet. It's insane. Um, Funny enough, I was talking to my landlord now. I was like, I'm weak. My heart is weak. And he's like, no, don't think about marriage if you're not ready to have children. I didn't tell him, but I'm ready to have children if I find a beautiful girl like this that is so compliant. Of course, it's also me being the man I need to be, thanks to Casey Zender. Thank you, man. Honestly, I gave her tasks from the beginning. So one of the cool things I did, I just showed her full trust from the get-go. And of course, it's such a small thing, but anyways. So she went in. I told her, let's get some drinks, and I was like, iced coffee, maybe kombucha. I'm not sure. Okay, can you find us some iced coffee and then get it? Get two. And she goes and finds it, and I'm like, okay, I need to send a voice message. I didn't need to, but I still did. I went and talked to a friend. I gave her my card. I'm like, okay, buy this and come out. And she did. She bought it. I was like, thank you. Boom. Like, that's how I would want my girlfriend to be. So I'm acting exactly in accordance to that. And that is so beautiful, isn't it? Because once we are clear on exactly what our values are, I feel like they can so much nicer and better fulfill that role. So it's such a beautiful harmony when they are helping and they are being helpful in general. So we walk. Now we have our coffees, both in hand. We're walking and just talking a little bit. She's happy. She has my jacket, looks funny. And then we walk to my car, and she's like, oh, it's your car. I'm like, yep, we're going. And then I start to turn the key. Dude, I don't know why, but my car wasn't turning on. Literally, I fucking fixed this shit. I hadn't had this problem, and then it was turning on and then turning off. Like, and then turn off. I did that like 4 or 5 times. The fifth time it stayed turned on, and I just went with it because I wanted to go by car. It's such a different feeling, man. I love cars. The thing is, cars are really expensive. I have a super cheap old car, but still, the freedom, man, the freedom we get is insane. It's just insane. All right. So, I love cars. It's amazing. I told her, you're going to be the DJ. She put some songs. I told her which songs to put sometimes. And actually, it was better because I would crash the car if I'm trying to do both things and drive. And anyways. So then she put some songs. We go to the golf place. We get a golf club. I get like 40 balls to shoot. And what happened next? Yeah, we play a little bit, and then it's so sweet. I don't know what she meant, but when I was just sitting there, and yeah, I took her phone and I filmed with her phone. I filmed her, not with my phone. I was thinking like it's a bragging rights if I film her in my house or a selfie. Because for me personally, as memories, if it's not gonna be long lasting, I don't know if I need to keep it. I don't know if that makes sense. So, because it kind of hurts me to see these beautiful girls that's been in my life but not really with me because there hasn't been enough time between us, right? So we play golf, and then at some point she's shooting 2 balls, and then I'm just sitting there. It's like, oh, come, I'm a little shy. Come, let's. Or she was like, come, I don't want to be there alone. That was so sweet. Oh, so she come and sat right next to me. I brought her closer to me. She's just like cuddling. Oh, it's so cute. She was cuddling into my arms, and yeah, I told her, listen, okay, you go there. I'm gonna be there in a few seconds. Yeah. And I go there, I stand there, I look at her, just observing. Just she's doing her thing. She was doing okay actually. She was hitting the ball like almost every time. Not strong, not like crazy, but still. And I got to practice my golf a little bit. It was pretty fun, pretty fun. I love it. I love going to golf, man. It's like sunny, beautiful in middle of Warsaw. It's always one of the best experiences I've had. Like, I'm addicted to that place. It's insane. I had my first girlfriend from that golf place, and that was another insane, amazing experience. So after that, we finish the balls. She goes to the toilet. I go to the toilet, and then we leave to my car. And then she's like, "So where are we going now?" I'm like, "I need to eat. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna cook. Are you good at chopping things up?" She's like, "Yeah, I guess." Uh, I was like, "Okay." So we're gonna buy some groceries, make some food. Everything was fine, and once we got on the way, I pulled this thing down, the shadow for the eyes, right? The I don't know what it's called in English. The little board that you bring down from the driver's seat and the passenger seat also to block the sun blockers. And there's this like super funny Polish thing. Let me see if I can find it. Polski. Okay, I think it was exactly something like this. Yeah, it was just in Polish, and it's so funny, man. And I told her, okay, you can read this for me. And then she was like reading it to me in Polish, like kind of boring. I was like, okay, imagine that you're a drunk girl at the end of the night sitting by the street and you find this and you're reading it full emotion. And she was screaming it, she was screaming it. I was laughing so hard, it was so funny. And she was giggling and she was like putting her legs together, like I don't know what there was. There was an emotion inside of her, and I think it was just like lust and being submissive and feminine, everything in one. It was She was just. I think this might have been one of the best days in her life. But let's get to that later. So then I'm going, and then on the way I see she's quiet now. She's not saying much. First time we met, or before the golf, she was more talkative. She even told me how she walked she walked into her brother's, or actually as we got in the car, she gave me a mint that was shaped as a dick. That was insane. I think funny girl, man, funny girl. Like the amount of shyness she had, uh, it's so funny. Right. Mint dick shape. All right, found it. There you go. So she gave me these things, and we ate it together. I told her, "Oh, I'm not eating that," so I kind of showed only the top. I was like, "These are boobs," and then I ate the other one. Anyways, so I ate dick mint with her, and then somehow I told her that I walked into my one of my relatives, or I had my one of my relatives' emails that looked into that was watching anime, and I saw like some anime porn. I just told her, and then she said her story. So that was a jump off point. She was like, "Oh, I just walked into my brother's room." This was before getting to the golf place, right? She said, "I walked into my brother's room and I saw him jerk off." I was like, "Damn, crazy." And I said he had to do it, And then I then I was like, she was like, "Oh yeah, he did it because mom went outside, so she went to mom's bedroom and on the bed." And I was like, "Maybe that was his only chance." Then I get the song in my head, you know. You wouldn't believe it, man. Like this is I cannot make this shit up. Um, uh, okay, look at this. Look, I was like, maybe he just had one opportunity, one shot. Oh my god. Or just let it slip. All right. So that was funny. We listened to that song and she was laughing. I was laughing my ass off, man. That was so funny. All right. So okay. So let's get to the later of the story. On the way I asked her, how does she feel, and she was like, I don't have much time. Maybe we can just walk. I'm not in work so far. And I had one experience with another girl where I saw that she's clearly like in her head thinking if she should come, she should not come because at one part of their soul, they want to come. It's gonna be so fun, but they're so scared of what could happen, you know. And the last time, what I kinda learned was it didn't really help me to be like, okay, if you're not comfortable, whatever, mm, and then we do something else. Because I told her I was hungry, right? I told her I wanted to cook. So she was like, oh yeah, maybe we can just walk. I'm like, listen, I'm hungry. If you want to walk, go for a walk. I need to eat. And I stood my ground, right? Because I also knew last time I didn't even bring that girl up to my apartment to show her that I'm not gonna do anything because that builds some comfort, right? Because I'm not gonna just bring them up and fucking what, rape them or what? No. So she was like, oh, how long is it gonna take? I'm like, 30 minutes. Of course, it was gonna take like an hour to cook and eat. And so we go to the grocery store. I bring this thing. I tell her, hold this, the shopping cart. And she holds it. We put some stuff in. She finds some stuff. I find some stuff. I tell her, let's go get a drink. Napoya, right? So again, I'm just trying to have her help me so that I feel like there's compliance, and also she feels like she's part of this whole journey together, right? Such a beautiful feeling, man. Okay, so what's happened after? We buy the stuff, I pay for it, we go up to my place. She's comfortable, you know, like we get to my place, and she's standing around me. She's like, dude, I can see she's so nervous, but she's like around me all the time, you know, like she's going somewhere, coming back, going somewhere, coming back, like always around me, but she's not touching me. And here's another crazy thing. After we kind of kissed, or I don't even remember, but she was not making eye contact. She was like this. Yeah, yeah. Like she must have been so. I don't know if I should call that submissive, or what do I call that? But it was definitely not a bad thing. Dude, it's so funny. I feel like if you do it right with girls, maybe I don't know, because if they look into your eyes like this, it's almost a challenging thing. She was not challenging me at all. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the age, she couldn't say no, she's shy, all of these things. I know for a fucking fact she liked me. Because this was one of the best moments in the night. Oh my god, the pasta was cooked, or even before that, I was giving her a tomato, like taking it and putting it in her mouth. And dude, she would like, I don't know if it was by. It probably was, man. Fucking hell. Okay, so what I was gonna say, she could have just taken it by the teeth and avoided my finger. But every time, like, she was putting her finger on my, putting her tongue on my fingers, and I was like, in my head, like, all the fucking wheels were turning and, like, becoming crushed because I was so attracted to that. Oh my lord. Later on, I even teased her, like, I had a cheese piece. I was like, do you want to try it? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Then I pull it back and I pull it back. She puts her hand on my hand, pulls it, and, like, goes. Okay. Yeah, I feel her tongue on my finger fully, just like warmness, just so much good energy. And she was skinny, man. She was skinny, beautiful, blonde, brown eyes, fiery eyes. But yeah, she couldn't look at me. And when I told her to look at me, she was like, yeah, I don't know if she needed more assurance. I think I gave her a lot of hugs, so that's some sort of assurance. Dude, I think I know how she felt because I kind of felt like that when I was at a girl's place in Sweden. And then I was so horny, it was insane. She tried to hug me, but the thing is, she wasn't letting sex happen because it's different. You know, we need to be dominant. They need to be feminine. When it's switched, they're not dominant. They're not like leading me to the bedroom and like, oh, here, lay here, take your clothes off. But yeah, I was so frozen, man. I didn't know what to do with her. I wasn't touching her. I was like so in my head as she was cooking warm sabzi, and she was a beautiful girl too, but kind of crazy actually that one. So she was at this moment, and then the thing is, she was like, "Oh, when are we like? Can you say more or less when are we gonna be finished here?" There was something in her that wanted her to get out of the apartment as fast as possible. That is where I don't know what's up with my game. Of course, it's the second time I'm meeting her. probably like the first date, if you call it. Like we just met once, I got the contact, and then this is the second time, right? So I don't know really what to make of it. Did I push it too much? Yeah, I mean, I went for the kiss. I could have just not done anything, but I don't see how that's really helpful either. Especially because she's from another city. She was saying she's gonna be back in June, which is like in what, like 2 months. Like I didn't see a point. But anyways, the whole dynamic is wrong in my opinion. Or it could be so much better if there's social circle. If she already has friends who trust me, things would be so much smoother, man. Trust would be there. Like I don't know if, I guess yeah, it's trust. Like what else can it be? If it's either assurance or trust, or she's just so nervous. She's 100% a virgin. She said she kissed a guy before. I think. Mm, I don't know if she had had a boyfriend. Probably not. So yeah, and then she just said like 5 times, "Oh, like let's go," and I was like, "Oh, I'm eating." So I prepared all the food. We cooked some amazing chicken. I put some smetana, some yeah, it was really delicious. Salad. We chop up some sweet potatoes. I tell her to take some, what is it called, maswo, butter, some salt, and I loved it. This is my own recipe. I take the butter and salt. I put it in the microwave. The 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 salted, and like it's like tiny pieces, like maybe half a centimeter or 1 centimeter max, and I put it in microwave for 8 minutes, and they become like completely cooked and soft, and they're like chips, but not chips, right? They become like drier and like softer, and when you put the fork in, it just like flows in. It doesn't break. So the water is, I don't know, the cellulose is like dissolved. Okay, so we had that. We had salad, chicken, pasta. She was so, yeah, but I think she was so nervous that her when she said, "Oh, I'm not hungry," I felt like, wait, she ate like 7 hours ago. How is she not hungry? But probably she was so nervous, man. She was so nervous just by being around. She hasn't been around guys. Now she's around a man. A fucking man that is like masculine, alpha, makes her feel like she's a woman, like the most woman she ever will maybe feel in her life. I don't know if she's gonna have a Polish boyfriend or what. She's not gonna feel this again. I'm sure. Unless she's with like a top alpha guy that like knows his shit. The way I made her feel, I'm sure that's gonna be a memory for a lifetime. And I think she was already so overwhelmed. So when we walk outside, she was like, "Oh, I just have 2 3 hours." And it was like 19. So she wanted to stay, but she wanted to walk. Also, she was walking fast. So we walk to Brovary. I show her a little bit of the place. I put the vodka in her bag, so we drank like maybe I don't know, half a shot of vodka together. But I saw like she was stressed. Like I'm walking with her. She's quiet, and I was trying to, you know, not be too like sad. Like, why are you quiet? Why is, because I know many times she won't know the reason, or she's too shy to say it. So I did sometimes ask like, "What are you thinking about?" She's like, "Nothing." But of course she's lying. The brain is always thinking about something, right? But there's probably so many emotions that are new to her that she just doesn't know what it is. It's like just and I can tell you, man, when she was here, I was nervous, and I was like, "Adrian, relax, man. Like you need to be relaxed so that she can relax." So I was trying to relax, but it was so hard because she was so nervous. It was like fucking infecting my energy. So I tried to relax a little bit. I tried to cook, just enjoy, put some nice music, meditate a bit, ground myself. But it was not easy because she was so nervous and quiet and just like walking around like, when are we gonna go? When are we going? So it was not the most relaxing in that sense. And that's the thing, like even if we had sex, I know it would have been amazing, like one of the best in my life for sure. But I want to have this for me. I would wife this girl. She's like my 7.5, 8. super submissive, super just like that village girl that doesn't have that much experience. Dude, I told her before we came home, if we're gonna cut the vegetables, don't cut your finger. She's like, okay. And then she comes here, fucking, what happens? She cuts her finger, you know? And I don't know what the fuck. I was so drunk or high or whatever. As soon as I was like, no. And she had blood on her finger, and dude, this is so awkward. I don't know why I did that. Like, what the fuck was I wasn't thinking. I was just. Dude, I'm so embarrassed by the shit I've done now. What is that? I was. Why did I take her bloody finger and put it in my mouth? I don't know, dude. I do not fucking know what the fuck that was. What? Maybe it's some biological thing. I'm trying to like fucking taste her like A minus A plus and see if it's compatible with my DNA or some shit. What the fuck? I don't know what that was. I thought maybe my tongue is gonna heal their fucking wound. Anyways, maybe that's how it works. So let's just say it like that. We take it to the bathroom. I put the plaster on her finger. God damn it. And I tell her, okay, listen, take the knife like this. Don't. She was cutting the fruits like this, bro. I was like, what are you doing? Okay, come here, I'll teach you. So I tell her, like, take your hand like this with your nails. So even if it touches, it just like styles off the neck, right? And I'm like, boom, 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 right? So you cut, 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 cut. And then she was doing it correctly. I mean, man, I saw that she has no experience. So that's the thing I'm excited about from Ukraine and Belarus. I know there's just like so much more like home experience, right? If that makes any sense. Like they are more wifey ish much faster. I mean, her mom had her when she was 19, when the mom was 19, but this girl's like, oh, that's too early. When I talked about my friend Daniel, who already has a child now, she's like, oh, that's way too early. And that's a turn off for me. Honestly, that is where my mind is going. Like, I already made the right choice by deciding to move to Ukraine. Because, first of all, I did lie about my age. I don't remember how old I told her I was. I probably said like 22, 23. It's like I'm 28. It's not a huge difference in my mind, but for them it's like, what the fuck? So, anyways, I said that, and it's already 5 years older than her, right? And then, I mean, at some point it's gonna get out, and that relationship is gonna get like crumbled, no? Because, and imagine if I'm doing social circle with young girls like 17, whatever, and everything is good, the vibe is good, I'm providing, I'm fun, I'm not needy, and I do want a wife. Wife, I mean a partner for having children, right? That's what I mean, not the legal documents. So I know I've made the right choice because if I'm doing social circle here, I kind of need to like only go for plus 21 pluses, 20, like maybe 18. But from what I've seen, 18-year-olds aren't like the most experienced here. And the relationships with the boys is not like man to woman, it's very like much like best friends. And I don't know if that's healthy, honestly, because the man is not fulfilling his potential and the woman is not fulfilling his potential. That's my opinion currently because I know how I feel when I provide. I know how I feel when the girl, I teach her stuff, you know, I teach her how to cut, I teach her how to cook this, cook that. Like, it's just such a great feeling. I love to be the teacher. I prefer not to have a girl who already comes here and like knows everything, you know, like knows how to suck my dick, knows how to fucking. Uh, no, I prefer to teach her. I prefer her to like slowly get to the thing that I want to create. You know, sounds egoistic, but that's what I like. If I could choose, I'll choose that. So that's why I like younger girls also. It's like everything in my mind aligns, but maybe I'm brainwashing myself. So, anyways, we walk out, and at this point, she was saying, "Oh, I just have like 2, maybe 3 hours." That's a lot. That she was basically saying she's gonna stay until 10. But then we go to Brovary, and then she's like, "Oh, I think she was just so overwhelmed. I don't know." And I was having fun with her. I was singing Katy Perry's song. Um, I kissed the girl, and I liked it because she was telling me like her first kiss was her best friend, and yeah, it was just so funny. she had so much fun at that moment that she started like filming for her mom because she had so much fun. I mean, I brought out those emotions, and this is just Pavel. Dude, music and Pavel, he knows how to utilize that. So I brought that out from her, and she was filming me. Like she literally like filmed around, and she filmed me for her mom. So and she showed me her mom here, and I was like, oh, she's cute, and she's like, oh, what? I'm like, okay, she's ugly. What? Anyways, funny. So yeah, at moments I was trying to not ask her too much what she's thinking because I knew like why are you sad, why are you sad. It's not gonna make her feel good. I was just trying to tell her stories, like have fun, dance a little bit, show her stuff, and she was feeling good. But again, even though she's attracted, there was something up that I cannot say, and it's just something made her uncomfortable. Probably just things going so fast, the trust not being fully there. Attraction is like 100%. She's wet as fuck, dude. I can just imagine how wet she was to have me, but and she would. I mean, she's giving me penis thing. The penis means, and like she's such a sexual being. It's just yeah, it's not, it's through cold approach. Cold approach, this is the biggest downside of cold approach. It just feels a bit forced for them, right? For me, it's natural, it's like whatever. But I don't know. I kind of never had a natural situation. And if I did, the girls were not my type. So, yeah, like maybe I was too young and didn't understand like I had a birthday party and then some girl came to me, but like in high school or university, I was in Sweden. It was not the right country for me to be in because yeah, I had to learn the language. I was not native. So, very interesting, yeah. Anyways, if you're still watching this, man, I don't know what's keeping you here, but good for you. I hope my lessons are teaching you something. And in general, in the end of all of this, I know that I want a girl like this for my partner. I want to teach her. I want to have her as my assistant in life, in partner, and whatever. Share hopes and dreams and suffer together. Suffer if we need to. Hopefully not. I'll try my best to minimize it, but it will come. And yeah, by the end of the date, I now know that I need to just be cold, not go for a hug, not give them too much like validation, because in the end I need to be higher than her in her mind. The hypergamy needs to be satisfied. So in the end, I didn't go for a hug. I think, yeah, she came to hug me, and she was like, "See you, maybe." I'm like, "Bye," and that's it. I didn't say see you because why? I mean, yeah, I just left her at the metro, and then I went up to my place. But again, my whole conclusion from all of this stuff is Belarus, Ukraine, Russia, definitely gonna be the place that I'm gonna find the youngie to keep and to have children with, because there they would be more open to it. They would be more open to the idea of the man providing, and dude, I'm ready to work 3 extra hours a day, but to provide for my family. That is just so much more fulfilling to me than to have a 27-year-old and I work less. That doesn't make, fuck that. That doesn't make sense to me. So, anyways, that's my story for today. This has been now 40 minutes. Instead of working, I wanted to do this, but I wanted to get this out. This was such a crazy emotional spike for me, and it will probably stay with me for a long time. This experience. It was beautiful, man. I'm one of the luckiest guys alive to have such a beautiful girl, to have the skills that I have, to be where I am, to have this experience. Definitely, I am top 0.0001% of the world. I mean, the quality of the girl I just had attracted to me is so rare. It is so rare. Billionaires would pay, if they knew how this feels, they would pay fucking millions to just have this. I'm sure of this, 100%. And yeah, it's life experience. And I was feeling bad because I didn't have sex, but in the end, I know that's a win, man. She loved me. I mean, she was so attracted, and there's so many signals. And by the way, that's the first time I felt that attraction does not mean eye contact. Attraction does not mean eye contact. Think about that. Ever before, like all the time before, I thought if she's not looking to my eyes, she's not into me. But now I know, no, 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 no. That's not how it works. She was super attracted to me, but she just couldn't look into my eyes. And that's a submissive behavior. It's not bad. It is not bad. And she was like this from the beginning, but way more as she did more stuff with me and for me. It's such a funny thing, man. Funny. Man, I had my hand on her leg in the car, like in the beginning a little bit, just to again keep that sexual thing going, right? Because I don't want her to feel like I'm a just a friend, you know. I've had that mistake a few times. Of course, Casey would disagree, and a lot of guys. And by the way, myself, I think it's way nicer when they come. But also, that's Western girls when they you pull back and they do more things to escalate on you, and they're more confident. They've had sex with a few guys already, so it's different. I had a Ukrainian girl come to my place, and basically, as we got here, as she was naked, she went into her bag and started pulling out a condom without even asking me if I have a condom, man. So she was planning to do this before I was. I was like, all right. I mean, I don't care much, but it does not make me too happy to know that it's not that she's a bad girl. Listen, I enjoyed the sex with her. And the thing is, she was just a bit too dominant for my taste, if that makes sense. Yeah, I do prefer to teach a girl. I do prefer to customize her behavior to what I like. So now I know I'm going to the right places, man. I'm gonna go to the countries where my biggest roadblock, and that's gonna be a huge roadblock, by the way, because I can tell stories in English, but I'm not able to do it in Russian or Ukrainian. So now my focus is gonna be just work and improve my Russian as much as possible during the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months to get it really fluent. Honestly, it's as much as I can, right? That would be the goal. So, anyways, yeah, good, amazing experience. Have a good day. Bye.